we go. We're going to go over here and finally have a look at the KI disaster for the beekeepers. Thank you to all you Patreon supporters that are actually making this trip possible. We only just made it to the ferry. We were that blooming running that late, we had to ring up to book in because we didn't actually have time. So just as well, Angie and Sophie, I think her name was, were bloody gracious to us. Thank you, chicks. Well, I've seen a few bushfires in my time, but this is ridiculous. I mean, this, I don't know, this looks like, what is that crazy Lord of the Rings thing? Mordor or something after it's been set on fire. I don't know, I mean, blooming hell. All we've got here is ash. I can't even hear any birds singing, it's that blooming desolate. So to give you some idea of what's happened here on Kangaroo Island, I mean, half of the blooming place has gone up in smoke. So it's pretty bloody horrendous. I mean, I don't even want to think about how crazy hot it was here. See, talking about how hot it was, we could have a reference point over here on this sign. Well, according to our sign, once upon a time there was a national park just over the horizon here. Man, have a look at that, like that would have been blooming hot, wouldn't it? So I've been in touch with a local beekeeper over here on the island, and he tells me that he's lost about 200 hives out of his operation, which in my book is pretty devastating, and so I thought we might just share his story with you. It's like a beekeeper's yard, so I mean, got boxes everywhere. Never any end to painting boxes. I think I'm nearly over painting. Hello, Grantley, how are you?
G'day, Mark.
How are you? Good to see you.
I didn't realise it was going to be you coming.
Oh, well, there you go. Well, it's probably just as well.
Oh, well, that's good.
We'll sneak up on you.
Good to meet you.
You too, Jen.
Yeah,
It's been,
yeah.
no, thanks for making the time to see us.
Yeah.
With all the excitement you've had going on over here.
My pleasure.
Yeah, golly,
yeah.
gosh. No, I saw a couple of your photos online. I thought, blooming hell.
Oh, it's been pretty devastating for us.
Yeah, I tell you.
It almost broke my heart when I saw when I went there after fighting. I was fighting fires for a week and a half and helping out to save a potato factory, and out in the middle of the island I got caught behind the front and I couldn't get back to my home and my wife and family, and we had 20 people in the house at that time.
Oh wow.
From being everywhere from evacuations.
Oh
and,
man.
So I actually slept out in the bush that night.
Jeez, and of course
in behind it in the blackness. Well, I had plenty of lights, the trees were all on fire, but
God. Yeah, because we were driving along some of the road, like we went out there a little bit, and there's just like the fire would have just been roaring down the blooming side of the road, I would imagine, like you can see of it.
Yes,
I mean, I get sad enough when they go and there's a dead out, never mind when you get there to the bee yard and the whole thing's just obliterated.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's just so amazing, and some of the sights you see. I wish I took a photo of one that was of native bees in with actually my nukes, and they were feeding together.
Oh wow!
On the front, but I did not have my camera on me. I did not take a photo of it.
Just all trying to sort of make their way through.
Just in survival mode.
Yeah.
I've never seen it before.
No, well, they don't normally interact real well, do they?
No, they normally kick each other out. This is mine. I've got this.
Exactly right. Yeah.
So, but then there's some sites that, like you said, obliterated. And then another site, the fire went through. It must have been that quick, but not as hot. And the hives are still sitting there.
Unreal.
But only a few.
And then you were saying that some of them, even if they didn't get burnt, they got affected by the heat of the fire that was roaring past too.
Well, it was, some of it was when it was coming out of the forest and out of the scrub part, or national parks and that sort of stuff. It was that intense, it was like a bomb. It actually blew the hives apart because there was boxes 50 metres away out in the paddock.
My God. From
where the line of bees were.
They didn't have a chance, did they?
No, they were gone.
Far out.
Yeah.
So. And it's when it's weird, like a beautiful calm day like this, you think you can't quite get your head around the fact that it was 40 degrees and the wind blowing at 100 miles an hour, and the thing's on fire.
Yeah.
Like,
and it's making its own climate, its own breeze, so it's going further.
Yeah, exactly right. And also you see with those bits, there's a bit of green there still, but that bit over there is burnt because the blooming gum leaves have floated off. X amount of Ks or whatever, and again we go.
How it's really hit us, Mark, is I was only a week away from lifting honey off most of those, and they were 2 full depth boxes, full each on each hive, literally.
Oh man! Because of course with the Ligurian, is it Ligurian? Ligurian. Yes. I was reading about that, the Italian bees, the beautiful pure strain that you've got. Because the drama, or the blessing they are, and now it's a drama in a way, because you're going to have to actually rebreed from your own stock.
Yes, with the genetics of it, we just can't go and buy bees from the mainland.
Yeah.
So we have to rely on what we've got here on the island, and because we've lost 1,000 hives.
How many
on the island?
Wow, that's huge, isn't it?
1,000 hives last time I know. There'll probably be a few more, because I've lost initially 150 hives, big hives, at the start. I've lost another 25 to 30 after the fires, because they've just collapsed. They've cooked inside, and the brood had cooked inside, and something's happened to the queen, or she's got too hot, she can't.
She can't lay.
And they've just collapsed. So, but it's just starting to drop off now. I've only found 3, but they were weak. I could see them going down, so I already had them another 3 last Saturday. So I was a bit sus that they were on the downturn. I couldn't do much about it.
No. How's it going for actual, food source for them? Of course, there's a limited amount of it now that half the island's, nearly half the island, I think, is it burnt roughly? I think
50% plus of the island would have gone. It's hit a lot of primary producers. It's really hit the island pretty hard, but we're a resourceful bunch, like most Aussies.
That's it. We'll
help each other if things, when the cards are down, we'll help each other.
Yeah, definitely.
And
we're a bit humble to ask too, aren't we? That's the other Aussie thing. We're a humble mob as far as we don't want to go out and sort of put the plea out to the world and say, here we are, we got this mess going on, because we're always got that positive thought that maybe we're not as bad off as whoever it is and wherever. But
you're dead right. You're dead right. Like I've just sort of said, well, I've still got my house.
Yes.
What am I complaining? There's people out there that's lost everything, houses and sheds and all their vehicles and that sort of stuff. But it's still hit me hard, because I've lost 80% of my income.
Yeah, well, so I mean, you might have your house, but you haven't got much of a livelihood at the minute.
I've still got house mortgages like everyone else.
This is just grim, isn't it? I mean, you can just see what the circles where the honey would have been in the boxes, and bloody hell. I mean, it's just like crazy crap, isn't it? I mean, that's just not just burned a little bit; that's just obliterated.
Just nothing. Yeah, all of it, just a few nails we all picked up. But this is one of the sites, and over there was, between those 2 trees, there was a heap of young nukes that I'd bred from this site.
Yep, that you were going to.
Well, actually, I'd bred from another site, and I take them from there, and I bring that lot to here, and take this lot from here to another site.
Yep.
So they
so they reorientate to the right spot.
Yes, outbreed. Yeah, you can see the little bits of when it came through, hit that hard. You can see the bits of the charcoal of the boxes out in the paddock.
Unreal, as they were burned and they flew across the field.
And the wallabies and that came out of the scrub, they couldn't outrun it. And
they got out that far.
A wallaby can run a lot faster than you and me, mate.
Damn straight. You'll never catch it. Wouldn't catch one.
And they couldn't get away from it. No.
That's incredible.
Same thing, obliterated.
Boof.
So there was 2 sites here that were just annihilated.
There's nothing left. On a peaceful day like this, it's hard to imagine, isn't it, how crazy it was.
Well, the roar must have been...
Just would have been intense.
Deafening,
Just absolutely.
Coming through. And when you look at the...
There's just nothing left.
You look out here and you see bits of boxes.
A bit of the lid.
A bit of a box.
Yeah, that's the piece of the box after it's been blown.
Out here, and I came out and we were picking queen excluders and propolis mats and everything
over that
20 or 30 metres away from where the actual hive is. So
after it had burnt, then it blew to bits as well.
It must have been the wind front coming through. So it just blew them to bits.
I think you're doing well to even keep smiling. I mean, shit.
For the first 2 or 3 weeks, I didn't want to come out here. I
wouldn't doubt that.
I didn't want to come. But now, you know, you've got to face reality, and like I said before, I've dusted off and I've got up and
made
time
it
to go again. And I'm just like you, like a beekeeper. We take a few kicks in the pants, but we'll get there again. We'll get there again.
Right. Just
not as if we haven't been stung before.
Gee, but crickets. This is sort of not what you need as a beekeeper, though, is it?
When we had our person meeting for the island, I actually, when I was listening to you on YouTube, when you said about bee-friendly plants in around the town, I actually brought that up, and they were very interested to hear that.
Oh, there you go.
And they were very keen to. They're actually looking into it to plant native trees that are good for bees, for pollen and
it's
and
not
nectar.
rocket science.
No, and they took that on board, and I think they're going to run with it. So
awesome.
There you go.
The impact
You
of the
do
internet.
come up with some good ideas.
Only occasionally.
Some good things come out of devastation, don't they?
Yeah.
All gone. All gone. Another line of bees all the way there, they were totally wiped out. All those, some of these were taken out.
Yeah.
Big line over there that I told you before.
Yeah. Yep. So
my
your pets.
My pets, they're ones I've been breeding for from the start. I can trace them right back to the first bees that I started. Totally gone. I've lost a lot. And this year's all the young nukes down further.
Yeah, they're
all gone too. This site was totally annihilated.
Unbelievable.
And what really hurts on top of that is the beautiful gum trees, the sugar gums. They've been annihilated. This was thick as hairs on a cat's back, these original big trees, and the fires just made them drop.
Yeah, it's incredible. I haven't seen a fire that intense that normally the gums just get burned a bit, but they don't fall apart.
Yeah, it's literally just dried them out and made them
crack, and then just
bang. You just hear them. You didn't want to stand around here for the first week or two after, because they were real widow makers.
They'd
you'd just be here, standing here, and all of a sudden crack, bang, and you just look back and there's a tree down going over there, and then you hear another one over there, and it was a devastating fire, and it's devastating for everyone.
Absolutely.
Not just for the beekeepers, but for everyone on the island. Everyone's been affected. But the island, we're like everyone, like the Aussies, we're all resilient.
Yep. Yeah, for sure.
We all have we'll band together. We help each other out.
We're going to call this Grantley's miracle site. It is
a real miracle.
A total miracle.
This is the only site that didn't it went through, the front went through, burnt through, but the fire seemed to have stopped. I don't know if it was the moss or whatever. They didn't have that grass to come up. But it's the only site I didn't lose any bees. Very pleasant surprise, Mark, when I saw this.
Give you a bit of hope.
I knew I had something I could work with.
Yep. Yeah, definitely. You got a chance to come back, even though it has been decimating.
Michael and Rob Kelly, they rang me up and said, look, we saw the fire, the front go through, and we don't hold much hope for your bees. A couple of days they rang me up and said, I think you better come and have a look. I think you might have a nice surprise, pleasant surprise. And I thought, perhaps I might have a few left. I came through and I'm looking at going, gee, they've been through a bit of torture through here.
Yeah, well, coming in like friggin' hell.
Yeah, and to my pleasant surprise,
here they all are.
Here they are, and I was absolutely gobsmacked to see them. After being at the other sites, to seeing this site not touched.
You think, wow. So like you said, you got something maybe to rebuild from.
Yes.
Well, with. I thought it was interesting, like you were saying when you were talking to me earlier about the smoker, when you were smoking some of the hives.
Yeah.
And they would come running out the box to attack you because they're like, we've had enough smoke. We've had enough of that stuff.
Was not appreciated, I was not. I thought, how are you girls? I opened it up and gave them a squirt of smoke, and the squadrons just came at me, and I thought, wow, what have I done wrong?
Yeah.
And thinking about it, they had been through a big smoker,
So probably in the immediate history, the smoke was just before the heat, so they knew what was coming. They related that together.
Yes,
so.
They were coming out the guard. They were attacking whatever what was.
No, they would have been
hurting them.
So we're not doing that again.
No, I didn't go back there for another week.
I would have thought so too.
Cool off.
Yeah, no, I'm not doing that. Yep, I know that
cool
feeling.
Off, girls.
These are the aluminium ribbons that were in the shed over here. The lovely lady here has been gracious. She reckons she's going to put one on the wall as an ornament and say, this is the past, look into the future. Oh, that's a really cool idea. But hell, that's jolly hot when you blooming end up with an aluminium rim looking like that, isn't it? Good God.
From underneath, the whole shed collapsed on top, and you couldn't see any, but you could just see that running out of the shed. And I pulled a bit off, and look at this, Sarah. And Sarah goes, "Don't break that off. I want to use that. I'm going to use it as a memory." And so I quickly put it back and said, "Okay, I'm not here." Yeah.
In amongst the chaos, we can still get in trouble as dads, can't we?
Oh, why not? This was a hive.
Yeah.
A photo I showed you when we were.
Back home.
Back home when we were having dinner, and it was all burnt out the back here, and it had a big patch of bees sitting up here, I think, and all the bees sitting on the top.
Just trying to find
and I've replaced it with a new base box.
Yeah,
and as you can see, that's all nicely still been blackened a little bit. Have a look at that green shooting up there, Mark.
That's unreal.
I haven't seen it for a week, but that's only been a week or two since that started. In those trees, and it's just only not coming out in the lead, it's coming out along the thicker branches.
Yeah, you can see it come back.
There is life after death.